Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. They're trimming the grass in my neighbor's house. Sound is going on in the background. I don't know. I closed all the doors. I try to minimize it. I'll probably mute up my mic maybe while playing the gameplay if they keep on doing it. So sorry about that. But yeah, today we're gonna be checking out. I've been doing something that I honestly wanted to stop doing this year. I didn't want to do them anymore. Not because of the what we're covering, but because of what we're covering. We're gonna be checking out a bunch of blueprints. I just don't like showcasing blueprints in this game anymore. It's just generally a lot tougher to do because of the randomness of attachments that are tied to blueprints and stuff like that, making it just more annoying to use than using a good build for the weapon. Uh, but I don't know, like one one thing I do appreciate in the COD scene is the pro scene, like the Call of Duty, CDL, scene where the pros play, and I do tend to watch that every year, like especially like in the recent years where it's become more accessible for everyone to watch. Um, and usually they have viewership rewards for all the various tournaments that they do leading up to the championship final, major, like the big championship tournament, which just completed this weekend. Uh, and yeah, there were a lot of like viewership rewards, calling cards, and emblems and all. And then usually during the big tournament days, like the final days for like the various majors, and then like I said, the championship, there's usually a pretty nice reward to have yourself earned if you're just watching the live event. Uh, Usually it's always a blueprint though, and that has been the case this year, where like there were four majors, and then the championship weekend, the big one. Also two minors, but the minors didn't have any viewership rewards tied specifically like as far as like big rewards. It was just all like XP tokens and stuff. So this year I've sort of not been checking out the rewards from those viewership rewards, which I have been doing in the previous years, because they were all blueprints. That's the only reason. I've been watching the tournaments and enjoying the like pro scene personally and earning myself the rewards, but just don't want to. I didn't want to do a dedicated stream showcasing the blueprints and all because, like I said, just more of a headache to do than anything else. Um, anyway, long story short, we're gonna actually check out some of these blueprints, the big rewards that we got from this year's majors and the final championship thing. I'm gonna check out all the blueprints that were available to be earned. Obviously, none of these are now available. They were all only available during the specific times of the, you know, events. And if you didn't watch it live and have your YouTube and your Activision account tied together, you probably did not earn these things. Usually they don't do second chances for this stuff. Who knows though? Like on rare occasions during the World Series of Warzone, or even like the world the esports World Cup kind of thing, they have done some second chances rewards for some of the items in the past. Whether they do that this year or if they'll like have unique rewards for those particular events, it is possible they might just do unique rewards as opposed to repeat items. So yeah, it's kind of like this weird thing where I'm showcasing something that you can't earn anymore. Uh, and even if I had showcased it during the like majors, the only time I could showcase them would be after the said major because I earned them at the same time as everybody else, which is usually during the finals day, right? So I earn it, and then the major's over, and then you can't sort of earn it anymore. But still, reason I decided, let's at least try to showcase it today was this year's like championship grand finals was really good. It was like well worth watching, and it's probably been one of the better like grand finals like in the last several years that we've been doing the CDL format. So I would definitely recommend going and checking out the VOD for the 2025 championship grand finals. There probably will be spoilers for a lot of the majors and all. I won't go too deep into like the details, but we'll probably mention the winners as we go through it. But yeah, format is going to be a little different from my past. What I'm thinking we'll do is we'll go through the rewards by the timeline when you could earn them, and we'll probably only play a couple games with it. One with it as is, and one with it with like a mastery camo. We won't change attachments. We won't do anything other than that. So just showcase it and then move on, sort of scenario. So that is the plan. Now we'll do a deeper look at most of these weapons as just before we showcase it, but just as a quick glance and what is what and when is going to be showcased. I'll try to put timestamps in the description. This shotgun for the Marine SP Wrapped was the opening, opening kind of weekend viewership reward. So the first weekend when the CDL kicked off, it was actually in 2024, December. But it was for this year's Call of Duty, the Black Ops 6 season, right? So yeah, this was the first reward, and try to showcase it as the first item. Then for Major 1, we got an AMES 85, the sprinkled blueprint. So this was Major 1, the finals day reward for that particular tournament. Major 2 was the Jackal PDW Dimensions. So this was the blueprint. It's all actually like, honestly, not like, I was also like a little disappointed with a lot of the design elements for these blueprints and all. So like, even though I was tempted to like showcase it because I do appreciate the CDL scene, the blueprints were all kind of visually, in my opinion, a little bit on the letdown side. But anyway, it's okay. It's okay. So that was Major 2. Major 3 was this blueprint throwback for the LR 7.62. Again, I'll take a closer look at it before we showcase it in the games. And if the games go poorly, I might just unlist the stream because, like I said, I just don't like showcasing blueprints anymore. Like, especially like these builds and all, they're not exactly my preferred build for the weapons, some of them. But, we'll do a checkout at least. So yeah, the sniper was the Major 3 reward. Then we get another AMES blueprint. Go with the flow. This was Major 4. For, again, like I said, the AMES 85. And then the final championship weekend, the big tournament, was another AMES 85 blueprint, Aurora Sky. But these were like all the big rewards, like I said, and usually tied to the finals day, particular finals like day, the last day of the tournament. And you needed to watch usually like, I think an hour and a half for the majors and maybe 2 hours for the championship one. And again, it was tied specifically to YouTube. And you did need to have your YouTube and Activision account linked up to earn this. Just a heads up with the championship games, the tournament started off with the lower bracket, not the lower bracket, the Challengers finals. That Challengers finals for the championship day didn't count towards the viewership reward. So the viewership reward specifically for it was yesterday night was tied specifically to the like CDL Pro Scene match. So it started slightly after, even though the stream started during earlier, the viewership only started after the pros kind of came to play, like around 12 p.m. my time. So if you had watched your 2 hours during the challenges time and then turned it off, you might not have earned the reward. So hopefully you watch the pros play, the actual like grand final with the CDL Pro players, as opposed to just the challenges. I mean, I think, anyway, it was a little confusing. And I think they did that last time too. And some people might have got mixed up, like if they just were looking for that blueprint. But yeah, it's specifically mentioned, you know, like during the 12 p.m. event. So that's where that one. The other ones, you know, like they didn't tie the challenger like matches to the main event or anything. It was a separate stream. So it shouldn't have caused too much confusion with the other ones. But this one, there might have been a little confusion with it. So let's go ahead and start. Before, like I said, let's just showcase the blueprint. This is the opening weekend shotgun with the Model SP wrapped. And this is what it looks like. Again, man, for the most part, the designs are disappointing. That's why I wasn't like, and usually the builds also, like, I don't know how good this particular build is going to be for the shotgun. But comes with the OM3, or is that 0M3? I don't know, whatever. 92 hollow optic, 1.5x magnification, the reinforced barrel, vertical recoil, magazine ammo capacity, damage range at the cost of reload quickness, the precision foregrip, aiming idle sway, horizontal recoil control, and the infiltrator stock, aim, walking, movement speed. So yeah, that is the build. We're not going to go through changing attachments and stuff like that. Like I said, obviously a lot of these blueprints, if you do change attachments, we'll probably lose the visuals to that. Let's just ignore that, I guess. And yeah, this is the stats for the build, in case you're interested. Now again, this was the opening weekend during the CDL. I think it was in December. I could tell you. Like first weekend of December 2024 when opening weekend kicked off for this game. And let's go ahead and showcase some skins on it. So this is what camos would look like if you threw it on it. Mastery. Gold looks decent on it. Yeah, it looks pretty cool too. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in and play a couple games with this, I guess. Like I said, we'll go through each weapon individually before the match and then play a couple games. And again, if gameplay is bad, I apologize. If it's like super bad, I'll just unlist the stream. Like I said, I've just not been, like this whole year and going forward, I just don't want to showcase blueprints anymore in these games, mainly because it's just such a pain to run around with blueprints. The way like matchmaking works, sometimes the map designs don't fit like a shotgun gameplay or whatever weapon you get. Then the attachments are like tied so heavily to the design element to it and all. But does not change the fact that, in my opinion, the CDL, on the other hand, the pro scene and all, like the people that working on that and all, they do deserve a little shout out and like praise, because even though like Activision pays for that stuff. The people working on that and all, they're not like the same, dude. They're not tied to the development or management of like the actual game. They're just trying to like deal with like showcase a high level skilled scene, you know. So those, and usually I don't even know if they have like any say on what actual blueprints are available for the majors. I think maybe just like Activision gives them whatever they choose to. So even though I'm saying the blueprints are like a disappointment, that's not like I don't think that's anyone in the CDL's fault. Hopefully we get full games, not like half-baked games.
Losing B.
Sniper removed.
By the way.
Locking down Bravo. I'm on the objective.
Semtex incoming.
Waving this in. Losing Bravo.
TACOM, I need eyes overhead.
UAV in the turret. Eyes on it.
Enemy using trophy.
UAV MTL 50%. Check.
Locking down Charlie. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Eyes on an setting waypoint.
UAV exiting your grid.
Dude. Dude, I am clear.
Securing C. Enemy napalm strike incoming. Enemy UAV. Enemy UAV inbound. Securing Charlie. Returning Alpha. Multiple enemy UAV contact. Losing Bravo. Losing B. Losing
Good effect.
Losing Bravo.
Wasted. Oi, that was too fucking
We're
close.
losing Alpha.
capture underway.
Losing B. We lost Alpha. Securing Alpha. Losing Bravo. Securing Zone A. Alpha secure. Losing B. Get me eyes in the sky.
Fire, friendly target. Sending Semtex.
Hostile UAV established overhead. Hostile counter UAV established above.
Eyes on hostile trophy system.
Losing Bravo.
Five enemies slotted. Requesting CUAV above. Get a UAV off route.
Smoker reporting power reserve 50%. UAV fuel check 50%. Mission timeline expired. Smoker exiting AR. Mission timeline expired. UAV RTB.
TACOM, I need eyes overhead.
Locking down Charlie. Maintain current posture. Gray authorizing UAV mission.
Semtex down.
C.
Hey,
Taking C. Enemy CUAV inbound. TACOM, requesting recon overhead. Enemy UAV inbound. Hold the line for me. Discard C. Losing B. Hostile UAV established overhead.
dude.
Securing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Mission goals are green. Dispatching teams along the device.
Adler's lot are on the run. Solid job, Crimson.
Throw on gold. So that look the best, I guess. As far as mastery camos go with this one. I don't really remember the opening weekend. Like, I don't think it was a specific tournament or anything. I just don't even remember it, honestly. It's been a while, to say the least. I do remember the winners of the majors, and I mean, honestly, I don't even remember who they were up against in the specific majors. But I'll tell you the winners as we get to them. But yeah, I mean, I think the opening weekend was literally just that, like the first set of games for the week. I mean, for the launch of this particular CDL season. So I don't think there's a specific tournament tied to it, but I just don't even remember, honestly. I'll try to save, like, as we get through the blueprints, we'll talk about the winner, at least, of the major. Again, I don't remember specification, like specific details of the majors. But we'll talk about at least the championship at the end a little bit, because that's obviously fresh in my head. It was really good, though. Like, without giving spoilers just yet, I would definitely recommend watching the grand finals. Leading up to the grand finals, actually, I found it a bit disappointing. The games and all, like, it just wasn't quite as exciting. But the actual, like, finals, like the grand finals match, was brilliant. Very exciting. Dude, if we're gonna fucking... Please not Scott with a shotgun. I mean, both Dealership and Scott are kind of like not great shotgun maps. But Scott's particularly not possible. If someone else was classified, about classified. It's not particularly great for shotguns either. Dude, whatever. Most maps are not going to be great for shotguns. Only a few of them are.
Semtex out. We got the lead. Now hold it. Enemy mobile. Hostiles are resupplying.
Enemy UAV inbound. Enemy harp inbound. Enemy CUAV inbound.
Watch your aim. Stay down.
What a trash can, motherfucker. Been hiding up top there.
Look out there, Langa. Push up.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Enemy long rifle is active. Throwing Semtex. Confirming kill.
Hostile counter UAV established above.
Stand down. Here we go. Jackal, requesting recon overhead.
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
Enemy sniper shooting. Marksman threat removed. Authorizing COV ECM mission.
Focus is in position, deploying ECM.
UAV fuel check 50%. Contact with UAV has been lost.
This is Focus, midway fuel check complete.
Your counter UAV has been destroyed.
What the fuck are these guys, man?
Enemy assault back. Semtex thrown.
UAV on bridge.
Stun incoming. Hostiles are resupplying.
Dude, I get it.
Heads. Enemy long rifle is active.
Planning on giving up. Do it now. If not, get to work.
Enemy sniper shooting. Took out their long gun. Push up. Hostile using assault back. Enemy stun. Got me eyes in the sky.
Requesting recon above. UAV established overhead.
Marking rally point.
UAV overflight terminated.
Sharpshooter eliminated.
Guess I chose the wrong people for the job. My
They
bad.
outsmarted us. Let's get the hell out of here.
So this is the blueprint for Major 1, sprinkled. Yeah, Major 1, AMES 85 blueprint. Got a lot of AMES 85 blueprints this season. This one definitely probably like visually one of the better blueprints we got, just because it has a little more depth and, you know, like three-dimensional effects going on more than just the visuals, whereas the other ones are like just more flatter designs. You know, got like the whole like bubbling effect or whatever, which is more than we got with the other ones. Again, comes with the Jason Armory 2X, a 2X magnification recoil gun kick at the cost of aim down sight speed. Suppressor, no mini map firing ping. Marksman foregrip, aim down sights focus. Flip mag, aim down sight speed or reload quickness, sprint to fire speed at the cost of magazine ammo capacity. And yeah, just 4 attachments on this one. This is the stats for the blueprint in case you're interested. Camo coverage. That looks pretty cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in. So yeah, Major 1, the weekend for the actual like major, there's obviously the preliminary rounds that were going on a few weeks prior, but the actual major went down end of January into first few days of Feb, obviously. Jan 30th was the tournament. Now, obviously, it's long since thing. Now, for the first major, the winner of it was FaZe. FaZe actually looked pretty dominant in the first half of the season. And then the second half of the season, another team looked very dominant. I can't remember who FaZe faced off. I want to say like LA Thieves. It was major one, and I think I don't know who they faced off. But yeah, they were the victors. I mean, I guess that's all I'm going to say about the majors, who the winners were. So we'll just go through it a little bit. Major 1 and 2, FaZe won, with a minor tournament, online tournament, also won by FaZe. And then majors 3 and 4, with the second minor, was won by Thieves. We'll save the championship stuff for the end. Dude, what are these connections, man? Oh, wow. This is another reason I don't want to showcase blueprints anymore.
Still confirmed. We're winning.
Grenade incoming!
Jesus Christ, the lag. This is like unplayable laggy, dude. It is beyond crazy bad.
Target appears hostile. Head for indicated location. Oi, sunshine. Sling your rook.
Get down, we got a sniper.
shit, this is too laggy.
Hostile UAV established overhead. Net call. Enemy watchdog kilo inbound.
Hostile angle. Contact enemy UAV. Pull your head out of your ass and check your fucking targets.
This is just too laggy, dude. It's just too laggy to play, dude.
Tac off. Requesting recon overhead. Give me eyes on the sky.
Neutralized. Target ID.
Get the eyes in the sky.
Also, this dual optic is really stupid.
We have reports of an infiltrator. Watch your back.
Enemy freeway back over agent deleted.
What?
Gray requesting watchdog kilo above.
Heads down. Sniper working.
Waypoint marked. Move. Hostile shooter. Eyes on enemy. Threat clear. Lining one up. Requesting recon above. Have visual.
Commencing surveillance operation. UAV mission timeline 50% expected.
Tossing Semtex.
We're flying on fumes. UAV returning.
Movement.
MTC's nearly dry. Get serious, Citizen.
One.
It's so laggy, and this doesn't have enough bullets to track the enemy with the lag.
Hostile marksman in our AO.
Enemy UAV inbound. They were already dead. That's real. Good job.
TACOM. Mission area's ours. Dispatch cleanup crew. Where are you? Good kid.
Yeah, the dual optics trash on it, and I mean it's a rubbish build. But I mean, this is the again also the connection in that last game was absurdly bad. I do have to say, the mercenary mosh pit connection aside, it does make the game a lot more enjoyable to play. Like, even with these kind of nonsense weapons. And just because you're not getting, like, you know, getting dumped into like stacked teams and then expecting to try to do well with a kind of like a off-meta weapon. Not that the AMES is off-meta as a weapon, but the build is definitely off-meta. It's kind of rubbish. And then, like I said, it doesn't help, like connections are so bad. I'm trying to avoid rage quitting like games because I just don't want to waste time. Like, so even that game, like I should have actually just backed out, and but I just didn't want to waste time. So I was like, just play it through even though it was a shit connection. It's just like, dude, if I try to like get a good connection game, it's like so unlikely with this matchmaking system.
Hard. Teach those pathetic crimson bastards a lesson. Hardpoint is secure. Nice. Pull it ahead. Time to hardpoint.
Incoming frag. Radio disengaged. Inside.
You've fallen behind. Hardpoint identified.
Hostile subject.
Hardpoint attack. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles attached to hardpoint.
Again, the connection's like way off. It's so desynced, like it's nutty how bad it is.
Head for my waypoint.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Taking the shot. Destination marked.
Hardpoint located. Hostile counter UAV established above. Hostile UAV established overhead. Enemy UAV inbound. Hardpoint active. Hostile UAV established overhead. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
That should have been mine.
Hardpoint attack. Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Watch out! Enemy Hellstorm launch! Hostile UAV established overhead. Hardpoint locked down. Enemy UAV inbound.
I got enemy.
Captured the hardpoint.
Watch out! Grenade!
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Engaging shooter.
Hardpoint identified. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Nazir authorizing UAV mission.
UAV in the turret. We have eyes on.
Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Hey.
UAV flight time 50% on my mark. Mark.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Priority tasking requested. UAV exiting AO.
Hostile counter UAV established above.
You can see the stuttering
Hostile UAV
happening, dude.
established overhead. Enemy CUAV inbound.
Contact! Using stim.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Sighted on target. Incoming Semtex.
Dude, that should have been mine, dude. Fuck, this game's just
Hellstorm
dog
incoming.
shit, dude.
They're the CIA. Think they were just gonna let you walk all
Crimson
over
had
them?
the edge this time. We can't let it happen again.
Nice, nice little walk.
I didn't really talk about the shotgun build, but this build is trash. Yeah, this optic is just stupid. What I don't understand is it doesn't mention a dual zoom, but I was getting some dual zoom effect where I was aiming down sights. Actually, I'm gonna take this into the armory 1 minute. What the fuck? See? What is this? Focus. Why the fuck would I want to focus with a 2x optic? And it also like is zooming in. I mean, this is stupid as fuck. This is really fucking stupid. Anyway, whatever. It is shitty, like, weapon, and like the connections are ass. Both games, like, there's massive amount of lag in desync. And having such a small magazine didn't help with so much lag also. Major 2, we got the Jackal PDW. That's what it looks like. Again, just visually, all the blur prints are dog shit. Like the sprinkle one, like I said, oh, this one has like some engraving, I guess, on it. maybe. Yeah, there is some sort of visual effect. So I guess there's some value to it. But I mean, I don't really. Like, it's okay. It's not bad. Now that I'm looking at it, it's not so bad. When I briefly looked at it, I was like, God, this is dog shit. But yeah. Right. Yeah, Major 2 came with the Kepler Microflex precision sight picture, vertical foregrip, horizontal recoil control, extended magazine ammo capacity at the cost of reload quickness, and recoil springs. So the stats for the build, in case you're interested. Camo coverage. I guess diamond, because at least it doesn't look so janked, and it looks like there's an actual design element to it, whereas the other ones look a little janky. That looks all right. So Major 2, what was the date? The actual Major kicked off in March 20th was the start of the Major that weekend. And again, like I mentioned, this one was another phase victory Major. Again, don't remember who they played in the grand finals. Like throughout the I'll be honest, like the majors and all, like it was actually pretty boring also. Like this year was not, like it was just not that good. In my personal opinion, game was kind of ass. The game itself, not the CDL. The game itself is kind of ass. So for me personally, even watching it on the pro level was not quite as entertaining. But more than that, also like it was just sort of a two-team league at the time, like during the whole year, where it was FaZe or LA Thieves. And although there were other teams that made decent runs, it was always going to be either FaZe or Thieves that won it during the thing. Now, things were very, very different during the championship games. Again, we'll talk about it when we get to it, but it was not quite the same during the championship, which is why I'm like, dude, the championship grand final in particular was very exciting. Was a lot of the stuff leading up to it was sort of like, God, this is so boring. Again, not necessarily the pros' fault. I think heavily influenced by the game itself, but also like just the dominance of the teams at the time.
Domination. Secure the objective. Losing Bravo.
There's like so much lag. My aim is fucking wonky. God, this game is so bad. Like there was like stutter delays like while I'm aiming.
Secure an Alpha. Losing B. Secure Zone A.
Oh, I didn't even know you could get there. I should have reload cancelled.
Losing Bravo. Losing B. Take it out. Securing B. Heads up. Hostile care package
Securing
inbound.
mission target. Expect resistance.
Losing Bravo.
Heads. Enemy long rifle is active.
Bravo locked.
And this game's just unplayable trash right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Losing Charlie. Taking A. There's a spy in our ranks. Watch your six.
Hostile Semtex. Spotted enemy stream mine.
Hostile RCXD in your AO. Lock it down, Bravo.
Look at its stutter too. Is it all the games are like lagging this bad? Because I know like there is server issues. Or is it just the game is fucking dog shit? I think a bit of combination of both. Maybe.
Enemy sniper shooting. Enemy using shock charge.
Hostile UAV established overhead. Hostile counter UAV established above. They're taking C. Lost all zones.
Heads. Enemy long rifle is active.
Taking C. Enemy care package above. Come on, you're losing this fight. Enemy CUAV inbound.
I'm on the OBJ.
Watchdog helo incoming on your location. Securing C.
Enemy supply.
Zone C secure. We're losing Charlie.
Incoming Semtex.
Yeah, I can't even spawn in a safe area. No, like spawn protection. No.
down. Be wary of more.
Heads up. Hostile care package inbound. Enemy care package above.
Enemy sniper shooting. Hostile Semtex. Right where I left you.
Back up, shot cover. You want to get out of this alive? Better step up. Net call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound. Taking Bravo underway. Locking down
Starting
Charlie.
capture. Then you all our moves, Woods. This is bad. Really bad.
What a fucking dog shit game this is, honestly. How do you not give spawn protection? Like, I'm literally spawned and like chopper's shooting and I'm taking damage. Stupid ass game this is. Is it all the servers? Like, dude, it can't be, right? It's just a game, right? That the servers, like, it's just what do you mean dog shit connections? It's not like the servers are bad right now, right? Because like I said, there is another game, the finals, that I've been playing, and I know that those are having server problems. But that's not... I think that's specifically to the finals, because it's had a player boost and also they don't have like this name. I think COD just is bad at the usual dog shit. No one's playing the game, so they can't get me into like lobby closer. And I'm not changing out of the mercenary mosh pit, dude. I'm just not remote. I'm not doing it. Because I'm not playing the regular maps. And I'm pretty sure I'll still get dog shit connections. It'll just be even worse because there'll be like squads along with the really bad connections. Yeah, I don't think it's the servers. Because we did get a 40 ping game earlier. I think it's just the matchmaking. Dumping me into all the high pings.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm a friendly.
Capture the objective. Securing out.
Cover me. Taking the objective.
Zone A secure. Lead dart. Losing Bravo.
Enemy long rifle is active.
Losing B.
We have to take this objective.
Losing A. Locking
Semtex
down
out.
Bravo. Bravo zone secure.
TACOM. Requesting recon overhead.
Again, in this, you can see that it's stuttering.
UAV fuel check 50%.
Get a UAV on grid. Securing Charlie.
Sharpshooter eliminated.
We're going on fuel. Make the time.
TACOM, deploy counter UAV.
Enemy grenade.
Losing Bravo.
Semtex thrown.
Securing C.
Neutralized. Target is dust.
Losing B. Losing Bravo.
Throwing Semtex.
Lost B. Taking B. Taking Bravo underway. UAV
Hostile
established
gone.
overhead.
Enemy sniper shooting.
B locked down.
Locking down the
Securing
objective.
Charlie.
Keep them up. Enemy on foot.
Losing B. We're losing Alpha. Taking C.
Help me with this objective.
Working this objective.
Secured.
Enemy sniper working.
Enemy tactical. Took out their long gun. Push up. Incoming Semtex. Let me eyes in the sky.
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
Losing B.
Semtex out.
Losing Bravo.
UAV MTL 50%. Check.
We lost B. Enemy UAV. Locking
PDA
down
one
Charlie.
down.
Taking Bravo underway.
Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting AO.
B locked down. Losing B. Securing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Watchdog helo incoming on your location. Bravo lost.
Are you fucking kidding, dude?
Enemy sniper shooting. EKIA.
Securing B. Bravo is ours.
Rest easy. Sharpshooter eliminated.
Losing B. That's how my guys overhead. Get a counter UAV in the air.
Nazira threatening UAV mission.
Losing Bravo. Back up. Drop care package on my back.
Enemy long rifle is active.
Lost B.
SATCOM Nazir requesting CUAV.
Securing C.
Counter UAV above. Music on.
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight terminated.
Locking down the objective. Keep them up.
50%.
Locking down Charlie.
Your CUAV is being targeted by a SAM turret.
Taking C.
Focus is terminating music.
Enemy sniper shooting.
Deploying sentry turret. Marking down Bravo. Crimson's on their heels. Hit them hard. They're taking C. Lost Charlie. Securing C.
Throwing Semtex.
We're losing Alpha. Enemy UAV inbound. Hand cannon.
Hand cannon. Threatening fire.
God damn, I love to take
Intel was dead on. We
Hotel
had them on
Sierra.
their heels from the start.
So yeah, that was the Major 2 blueprint from the viewership. It's not a bad build. Optic is totally unnecessary. Kind of stupid. Probably could use some other attachment. Barrel or something, muzzle. You do have, if you lose the optic, you'll have 2 attachments to do something with it. But I mean, it's alright. So yeah, this is Major 3's blueprint, LR 7.62 Throwback. I hate on the design early, but it's not horrible. It looks alright. It's not horrible. Again, like I said, I honestly don't even think the CDL heads or like the people that are like kind of managing it, I don't think they have any choice on what blueprints like Activision decides to give as the viewership rewards. And I do believe like Activision tend to like be that kind of company, you know, the free items need to be like of lower quality, so you're more encouraged to buy the bundles to get the high quality blueprints, right? So again, I don't blame CDL for like design or build or anything like that. And usually like they will eventually, like we got a lot of AMES blueprints. Now I don't play ranked mode, but I would wager the later blueprints are a little closer to like the ranked mode builds for the AMES. Obviously the snipers are not in ranked mode, I don't believe, but lightweight handguard, aiming idle sway, quick draw grip, aim down sight speed, jump, aim down sight speed, and this is at the cost of flinch resistance. That's all right. Flinch resistance is not a great thing to, okay. Combat stock, flinch resistance, and aim walking movement speed. So they do counter it a little bit. Good. Not a horrible build, honestly. Sherlock laser, hip to ADS accuracy, a laser visible in ADS. This is a quick scoping laser. This gun is not a quick scoping weapon. Like it's a pretty slow ADS, like regardless of how you build it. So this might not be the wisest laser. But it is good for quick scoping. Just, I don't think this gun is particularly good for quick scoping. This is the stats for the gun in case you're interested. I think everything other than the laser might be like, not bad. Like I'd probably lose a quick draw grip, honestly. Again, like I said, this gun is not a quick ADS build. So even with the attachment, you're looking at like a 535 millisecond ADS. That's mad slow. That's okay. You don't need to worry about full ADS because you'll be right on target thanks to the Sherlock laser. Maybe that's what they mean by it. So potentially if your centering is really good, which mine isn't, this might be technically viable because you can shoot before you're fully ADS'd. Like you can shoot accurately before you're fully ADS thanks to this laser. So maybe like then, you know, then why have the quick draw grip also? But anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Camo coverage. I think a bit on the disappointing side as far as camo coverage goes with this one. I guess this one, if any of them. That looks alright. That looks alright also, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Doesn't look awful, hey, present. It does feel like it's a little stickery. Like the design element just looks like some cheap sticker when you put on this some of these camos, as opposed to blended in nicely with the blueprint. Like, but again, I guess that's mainly because of camo coverage, right? So yeah, Major 3 for this one. So Major 3 was April 24th was the start of the major for that weekend. End of April. And as I mentioned earlier, FaZe was dominant first half of the tournament, and now it was Thieves' turn to take the reins of dominance. So this was Major 3 was victorious by LA Thieves. FaZe has been like a very dominant team throughout, like the CDL, right? The Thieves team this year, like they built it to be a very, very strong team. Like the players on the team were like insanely good, the whole like squad. So it was nice to see them finally win it, because we were expecting them to be like the dominant team throughout the whole year. And then Major 3, they sort of like proved that they deserve that title. That laser really gives away my position.
He's on hostile concussion.
And I'm just bad start. I don't like the optic for the. If I die one more time, we'll do a restart. I really did have a bad start.
Hostile counter UAV established above.
Using stim.
Enemy CUAV inbound. Hostile UAV established overhead.
I got a mover.
It's a good connection, but this way. Okay.
Happens to the best of us. Start to move.
Dude, this. Can I take this laser off, please? So stupidly getting.
Care package inbound. Hostile counter UAV established above. Enemy UAV inbound.
Get a CUAV on station above.
Marksman track removed. Hostile target. Cutting through. 5 enemies.
UAV established overhead.
Jackal, establish counter UAV overflight.
Dash counter UAV above. TACOM, requesting recon overhead.
UAV operations overhead.
Enemy drop.
Your counter UAV. Your UAV is being targeted by a threat.
TACOM, get a watchdog helo overhead.
Your UAV has been destroyed. That turret launching against your watchdog helo.
This is Avenger. Target WVR. Level time.
Jackal, I'll buy the buck.
Avenger 1-6. NTL midpoint check.
Target is done.
RTB, Black Ops. We need to have a fucking
Crimson had
conversation.
the edge this time. We can't let it happen again.
Made up for the bad start, I guess. Just needed to get myself into position. Like I said, this is not a quick scoping. Like, I don't care how you build this gun. It's not worth trying to quick scope with it. You'll die twice over before you get like aim down sights with this gun. And even if like your centering's good, yeah, you can shoot. But mine isn't, so that Sherlock laser really doesn't help me. Which one did we say was good? Dark. Yeah, the Thieves team, like, when they put it together, it was, like, scary. Like, obviously, they put the team together before the season started, right? They got it together. But the team was Scrappy, who's, like, this kind of, like, insane talent that's been not necessarily brand new to the scene, but was, like, a relatively newer player, right? Like in the last couple of seasons of CDL. And he's insanely talented. And then Hydra, who's another like god tier like player in the last few seasons, right? And then Envoy and Ghosty. So just that squad alone, like getting those players together, it was a pretty scary prospect for a lot of everyone, because they're like, oh my god, these guys are gonna like dominate everyone because they're such a scary team.
Setting rally
Hardpoint
point.
identified. Hardpoint back. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Jackal, give me a UAV.
Hardpoint locked down. We've taken control.
Hostile confirmed. Hostile down. Attack paid in full.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure.
SAM turret is online.
Hardpoint identified.
Dude, we have teammates looking there, and this guy's like just fucking.
Hardpoint is active.
Sometimes I wonder, man.
Hardpoint locked down.
Get down, rat.
Hardpoint active. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Hostile shooter.
Oh, he hit Marco.
Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Head for my eyes on enemy.
Hardpoint locked down.
BDA one
Captured the
down.
hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint is
Stun incoming.
Hardpoint is active. Hardpoint locked down.
West Point requesting CUAV. Bringing in recon.
long rifle is active. Healing up.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Second rally point.
West point requesting UAV.
Hardpoint locked down.
Hostile target. Incoming frag.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint identified.
Head to my waypoint.
Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
How is this guy still hiding in the back there, man?
Hardpoint locked down. We have the edge. Don't get cocky. Get it over.
Destination marked.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
SATCOM, establish counter UAV overflight. Bringing in recon.
Driving off the exit. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint is secure. Enemy UAV inbound. Hardpoint is active.
Get a UAV on station above.
Capture the hardpoint.
West point requesting CUAV.
Bad guy. 12 o'clock.
Give me a UAV.
Head for my waypoint.
Sending Semtex.
Hardpoint locked down.
Hostile Semtex. Flashbang.
SATCOM, establish counter UAV overflight. Bringing in recon.
Hey, let me call Lang. Give us the good
A
news.
plan well executed. Shabash, Subco.
One by.
So yeah, Major 3's blueprint. And not bad. Again, I'd lose the Strelic laser. And probably even the quick draw grip. As useful as a faster ADS speed is, this gun is too slow. You don't need it. What would I go with, honestly? Faster fire rate, rapid fire. Would be nice. You don't need it, but the CHF barrel, I guess. You don't really need it, though. Maybe even a silencer. Suppressor on it. Throw a suppressor on there. I didn't like the optic, but once I got used to it, it wasn't bad. It was a decent optic. But I usually use a different optic for my sniping, just because I'm used to it. As far as like the... I don't know which one I use. What the fuck? I think it's this Blandwell 7X. Oh, maybe it's this one. I don't know. I don't know which one. Let's see. I guess I could look it up. What the fuck? Be this one. No, I didn't. What the fuck? No, this one. No, I didn't use an optic on this. Huh? I wasn't the biggest fan of this gun. But like again, the optic wasn't bad. It's fine. It's fine. What was I using? What the hell is this? I'm just curious what the build is. Suppressor, CHF. What is this heavy stuff? Oh, flinch resistance. Which one did we? We had the combat stock, which gave us flinch and movement speed. This is better. Aim, walking, movement speed, and flinch resistance. I'd go with the combat stock over the heavy stock. I don't know if that I don't know. Why didn't I have that combat? Target laser. God, this build is so trash of mine. This is why I don't use this gun. It doesn't matter. Never mind. No, my build's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's just I don't use this gun. I use the... My preferred gun is the Frostline, actually. Even though I think most people like the LR over the Frostline. Personal preference was the Frostline. But yeah, not a bad build. Generally. And the Strelic laser, for people who are better at centering, is a better attachment in my opinion. Because you can shoot faster without, if you're confident in your like centering. Let's go see before we... Where did I put it? Yeah. So, Major 4, we got another AMES 85 blueprint. And this is what it looks like. The design. Nice design and all. Like, I don't hate on it. But also kind of like, they could have done a little bubbling, right? Maybe made the like turtles a little bit more three-dimensional. Possibly, something. But it looks alright, whatever. It screams we're toning it back, right? Like, because they don't want it to be too good. Like I said, Activision is this company where all the free items you get needs to be well below par. So you're encouraged to buy the like premium bundles. And it feels like that, right? But I mean, it's still a chill design. I also like lately have been very like I don't know. I'm blanking on the word, but nihilistic or something like that. I don't know. I don't think nihilistic is the correct word, but something in that line. Well, I'm like almost convinced everything, like the basic blueprints that we're getting for free and all, I think they're just AI generated designs. Like, I don't even know if like a real human's designing some of this stuff. At least the free blueprints that they've been giving us, like the rare free blueprint that they've given us on those rare occasions. And even then it's like, oh, this is just AI trash. Like, I say that mainly because this last one, like the Rivals event. Yeah, this one. This one. Yeah, the Swan Rivals, if it loads in. This looks properly AI generated trash, right? But I mean, at least it was a free blueprint. They don't give us any otherwise. Anyway. Back to this. Blueprint is compensator, which is vertical recoil control. Gain twist barrel, which is bullet velocity. Vertical foregrip, which is horizontal recoil control. And then the ergonomic grip. Dive to fire, slide to fire, aim down sight speed, and jump ADS, aim down sight speed. So all dive, fire speed, and all that speed boost, and all of that. So again, like I said, you know, as the CDL goes further, we're getting a little closer to like more, I think, I don't even know if this is meta for the ranked mode, but a little closer to what you'd expect like some of the most sweaty players to want on their attachments, right? This is the stats for the blueprint. I think maybe that gain twist barrel is a little overkill. That's a pretty high bullet velocity. I don't know if that's really needed, but all right. I know the pros do like having that high velocity, so like, I need to deal with the one like that hit scan whenever they can get max it out. So again, I don't know what the real meta build is for the pros or the ranked mode, but I'd presume this is closer to what they'd want. I don't even know which one looks good on this. Like, see, again, like once you put these like mastery camos on, it just feels like stickers on your gun. It doesn't really feel like a nice blueprint. So, I mean, at least it retains some of the blueprint, but it's like kind of like, this is why I'm like, is this like just AI generated, right? Because it feels like it's just like some sticker. But again, better than not, like some of the blueprints in the past, you put on like the mastery camo, just wipes out the whole blueprint. So you don't see any element to it. So I guess that's better than that, right? And some of the stuff looks alright. That looks alright. This one looked alright. This one looked alright. Yeah, whatever. Also, like, they have a tendency to be stingy with the attachments when they give you these free blueprints in the CDL and all. It's like, dude, why not just put on an optic on this? Like, why couldn't you just put on like the Kepler Microflex or something? What would have been the big deal? And I think in some of the pictures and all, like, it did show like some optic. They do like sometimes show it slightly different when they're like advertising it, and then I don't know what they do, like change it around or something. But, yeah. I vaguely remember like this one having an optic in the picture and then just it not coming with the blueprint. So again, I've already mentioned like FaZe had the first half, Thieves had the second half. So Thieves won Major 4, obviously, based on those details. And yeah, it was definitely, it was starting to look like FaZe was not necessarily struggling, but kind of not, like, it looked like FaZe had potential of possibly being beaten more than Thieves at this time. So like Thieves were looking like undefeatable. Like it's like, dude, these guys are just not going to get beat. FaZe was looking a little shaky in these like last two majors, but still like a very scary team. And like for the most part, everyone's like, yeah, they're probably still going to win, right? Like, or at least come like close to winning, right? And again, the other teams, there were some that were looking like kind of like all over the place, while some were looking like they were making improvements and stuff like that, but nothing of that level of like LA Thieves and FaZe, right? even the teams that were getting to the finals and all that were not LA Thieves or FaZe, like they were getting slammed by whichever, either FaZe or Thieves, whenever, like respectively, right? So it wasn't looking close, but dude, I'm so suspicious when I see these like these guys had to have been hackers, right? And then they lost their account and now they've made a new account. Because you come in and there's no way these guys would be put in my lobby if they were like this low level, unless they were slamming right off the get-go, right? Like their very first few games they start slamming, which means they were competent players. They know the maps already, right? But I don't know. Who knows? And I've said it. Maybe they like cheated and then their like account got banned and now they're not cheating. So who knows if they're cheating anymore. Right? But like every time I see those low level accounts, I'm like, dude, these guys have to be cheaters or war cheaters, and I got caught. Would have liked an optic on this.
MTC is live. Assume all contacts are hostile.
Incoming Semtex. Hostile Semtex. Sharpshooter eliminated. Semtex up. Enemy assault pack. Took out their long gun. Push up. Applying Semtex.
Hostile UAV established overhead. This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage. Enemy UAV inbound.
Your assault pack has been destroyed.
Enemy ARP operational above. Net call. Enemy watchdog Kilo inbound.
Bye-bye.
Net call. Napalm strike inbound.
Using Sim. position.
Counter UAV available for testing.
Counter UAV. They're gone. Focus reporting fuel reserves at 50%.
That's a move.
Your counter UAV has been destroyed.
Hey,
Hostile UAV is scouting.
what the fuck was that spawn, man?
Enemy napalm strike is coming. Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this line? Step up. Watchdog Hilo in.
Dude, teammate.
You fucking me? Activate cashback from.
Maybe they were noobs. Fucking Christ, dude. Alright, never mind. Or maybe they were cheaters and they just fucking can't play without their hats.
Das wird done. I will get my revenge even if it kills
Saucy, what's up? Trying to get that counter as fast as I could because they had the harp up. Teammates were still just getting slaughtered, I guess. How you doing, Saucy? What you been up to? Which one should we go with? Whatever. Yeah, same. Like, I've gotten to the point where I don't even stream anymore, like, every day because this game is so bad. Like, if I have nothing to do, I just won't stream anymore. Like, today I had nothing to do, so I was like, alright, let's just give it a go, check out these blueprints, something I don't like doing. But I'll do it because otherwise I'm just not going to stream till, like, for Thursday or some shit like that. It's like, dude, what else to do? The CDL was good though. Like I said, the Grand Finals is a very good event. So, not hating on the CDL. I don't like showcasing blueprints anymore, that's all. Why do people vote this hideout so hard, man? I don't understand. Let's go fucking vote at least. Yeah, I've been avoiding. I keep telling everyone I talk to, I'm like, dude, try out the finals. It's a really good game. I've been enjoying the finals as far as like P2P goes. But lately the final servers are kind of like rough. They're having issues, server issues. So I don't know, maybe wait a little bit if you do decide to try it. Yeah, dude, I was just saying that. I play the finals. I play the finals a lot. I've been playing it since season 1.
Happy hunting, Crimson. Locking down Charlie. Taking Bravo underway.
Securing.
Secure. The lead is ours.
cipher working?
Losing Charlie.
Really? The servers have been bugging out for me so much. Like yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, day before, whatever, when I was playing.
Taking Alpha.
Hostile shooter.
Established overhead. You're falling behind, Crimson.
I'm on the objective.
I was stuttering and all sorts of crazy.
Security. We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
It's alright. I know. We're chill out.
Alpha.
I'm an old man. I'm an old man. Can't handle the fast movement anymore.
Enemy
Taking A. They're taking C. Securing Alpha. All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them. We're losing Alpha. We're losing Charlie. We lost A. Losing Bravo. Taking A. We lost B.
I try to move around when I'm playing SMG, but like it takes some warming up to.
C.
UAV on grid.
Losing A. Enemy UAV inbound.
UAV available for tasking.
Get a UAV on grid.
UAV in the turn. Have eyes on.
Transfer is established.
UAV NTL 50%. Check.
We're losing Charlie.
Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting your grid.
We're losing Alpha.
Good. What? Okay.
Tossing Semtex. Drop one.
Securing Zone A. Securing B. Zone Alpha captured. Losing A.
Munitions set.
Requesting recon.
Teammate, it's right fucking. Yeah,
Down
father.
Bravo.
SAM turret up.
Hostile UAV established overhead. We're losing Alpha. They're taking C.
Sensing turret up.
We're losing Charlie. We lost Charlie. Taking Bravo. Bravo.
Enemy shock charge. Coming.
Walker killing you.
Tackle. Commence watchdog helo mission.
Flying on fumes. UAV returning to base.
Taking C.
What up, Wild? Done.
Losing A.
Move up. Marksman is down. I've got
Taking
this.
Bravo underway. Locking down Charlie. Bravo. Losing Bravo.
Watchdog Kilo MPL expended.
We lost B.
They have a fucking chopper up and teammates are still playing like pansies, dude. I don't understand.
Enemy UAV inbound. Taking Bravo underway. Securing Charlie. Locking down Bravo.
Sniper removed.
TACOM, I need eyes overhead. Deploying sensor.
Requesting recon above.
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
Hostile counter UAV established above. We're losing Alpha.
Semtex, single shooter.
50%.
Teammates are so fucking bad, dude. I don't understand.
Fire. UAV RTB.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Semtex incoming.
Losing A. Net call, napalm strike inbound.
Still down.
Taking the lead. Taking Alpha.
Your assault pack has been destroyed.
Securing Alpha. Securing C. Securing B.
Initiating objective control.
Losing B. Calling in 4th Street. UAV inbound. Lock down A. Bravo locked. Taking B. Incoming. Locked down. They're walking all over you. Have some goddamn pride.
Holding Semtex.
Losing Bravo.
Engaging foot patrol.
Losing B. We lost B.
How you been, Wild? What you up to? So, Major 4 blueprint. So we got it was a decent blueprint. I forgot to say anything about it, but it wasn't bad. It was very usable. Would have liked an optic on it just to keep it clean because the iron sight is pretty clunky, so it blocks up a lot of your view. But I mean, build-wise, it was good. There's nothing wrong with it, other than lack of optic. And finally, the championship, what's it called? Blueprint. And yesterday, dude, I was hoping this would be animated, dude, honestly. The way I saw it, I was like, oh, it should be animated, right? No, not animated. Just a static design, which looks all right, but it's a bit of a letdown. The fact that they could have added a slight animation considering this is the championship final event for the CDL, the biggest event for the pro scene. And Blueprint's only mid as far as visuals go. I'll read your comment. Just give me a second, man. Wild, hang on. Kepler Microflex, precision sight picture, compensator, vertical recoil control, reinforced barrel, damage range and bullet velocity, vertical foregrip, horizontal recoil control, and then the ergonomic grip, dive, slide, aim down sights, speeds, dive to fire, slide to fire speeds, and jump, aim down sight speed. So it's similar, obviously barrel is slightly different, so you got the range and velocity, and they actually gave an optic on this one. So I think the big, you know, like, oh, it's the grand final thing for the championship, like something that we've been like, the whole like pro scene has been leading up to. Let's give them a full 5 set of attachments. This is the stats for the gun. I mean, 3 AMES blueprints is ridiculous though. For the, they could have, usually like people, see what happens is people get mad. Like they're like the CDL viewership rewards. They want it to be like, a lot of people get mad because they're like, oh, we're watching the CDL, so obviously we want to play in the pro scene and all that. And you give us blueprints that we can't use in the pro scene and all because it's G8 or whatever. So this year, I think they went heavy on giving a lot of AMES blueprints because that's all like the only AR that they're using in the pro scene, right? But I mean, my stance on viewership reward is the viewership reward is meant to be for just encouraging everyone to watch the pro scene. So I think the blueprint's not necessarily being the meta weapon for the ranked mode. It's fine. But yeah, this time they leaned a little bit more with some of the louder complainers and just ended up giving a ton of like AMES blueprints because, you know, whatever. That's what they use in ranked mode. So here's the camo coverage. And yeah. It's alright, whatever. It's fine. Like I said, it's better than like the blueprint just taking, like the camo taking over the entire blueprint and you're left with nothing visually identifiable about the blueprint. So this at least has some uniqueness to it. But I mean, it doesn't look particularly great. Again, why couldn't they just do an animated? And you know, sometimes in the past they would do a camo. I don't remember if they did a camo. I think once they did a camo. So I was really hoping this year they do a camo for the like championship stuff, because I like showcasing the camos even when they're like not great or anything. I don't mind playing the game and showcasing the camos. But yeah, there's no camo, just this blueprint and sort of a, in my opinion, let down visually. But build-wise, it looks good. Looks like, I'm presuming this has got to be like the meta for the AMES on ranked mode. So let's go ahead and jump in. You didn't like the finals? Nah. Oh, are you talking about the blueprint looks meh? Did you like the finals? You just played the tutorial? I was on the other day. I was hoping you'd join me, but you didn't show up. Servers were a little janky, but I was still like, it was still fun. I'll be on again if you want to join. Oh, you did like the finals? Nice, nice. Yeah, I'll hop on again this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of those days. Maybe, probably Friday, Saturday, one of those days. I think Thursday is mid-season update for this game. So I'll jump onto COD. I think they're doing the mid-season like Wednesday, but that'll be my Wednesday night. So I'll jump on COD on Thursday and then... Dude, I really don't like this overdrive mode. But anyway, whatever. It's okay for like some weapons, but for most weapons it's kind of a shitty mode. Yeah, if you want to join up. Also add me too, man. If you want to have me on my friends list. So you can see when I'm online. But yeah, anyway, it'll probably be on this weekend, like I said. And hopefully by then servers will be a little bit more stable. Again, no pressure. If you don't want to, like, it's fine. I don't mind. I actually enjoy playing by myself a lot. So not really a big deal if you don't want to join up. But if you are enjoying the game, you're welcome to join.
Overdrive. Engagement windows open. Go, go, go!
Neutralized.
Teammate, you fucking blind idiot.
Send it contact. Enemy. Semtex front.
How am I losing that, dude?
We've given up the lead. We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it. Enemy CUAV inbound.
Target down.
Net call. Napalm strike inbound.
What's up, Slayer?
Hostile flashbang. Semtex incoming. Flashbang out. Going off.
Move, teammate.
Marking it down.
The lead is ours. We've given up the lead.
You ain't going nowhere.
We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
No, fuck off.
They're right where we want them. Finish the job. Enemy napalm strike incoming.
Using Simshot. Assaulting through.
All units prepare.
Get saved by the bell there.
Excellent bold.
Which camera should we go with? This doesn't. Gold looks better. I'm just gonna go with gold. Looks better. I feel like this might look better in game though, just because of the color combo. It looks kind of tacky when you're looking at it. Yeah, let's just go with dark matter, who cares? I do think gold will probably be better though. We'll talk about the grand finals at the end as an outro. So keep spoilers till then. I still highly recommend, if you haven't yet watched, go check out the grand finals. Minus my spoilers. Like, don't listen to the spoilers just yet, or avoid it if you haven't. I think they post the spoilers immediately anyway, so you might already know who won it. But it was still a really good game. Like the very last, the actual grand final match.
Team deathmatch. Eliminate all threats.
Movement.
Stay on task.
Tango front.
They've taken the lead.
Heads down. Enemy maneuvering. Target hit.
You know the only way to turn off this music from the Battle Pass thing is you need to like pay for the Battle Pass and then have it so it doesn't like auto. Hey, dude, I saw the dude.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
No, you fuck off with that thing.
Move here. Taking stim. Semtex front. Single shooter. Sniper removed.
No.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Not got stuck behind a teammate. TDM spawns are so bad, dude. They make no sense.
Enemy half inbound.
Threat clear.
Enemy dreadnought inbound on your location.
Dude. Don't tell me this guy nuked it. You wanna call the dreadnought?
Movement.
Semtex front.
Underwhelming effort.
Shitty way to end it. What would it do?
Semtex incoming.
Matey, take a minute.
It's a good build. It was a shitty game, the last one, but the build isn't to blame. I do think personally, like, people like, oh, the aim, it's a sweat. Like, it's really not a good gun, in my opinion. I don't like using it. Like, I'll be honest, the reason this is the pro build is because damage-wise, it's kind of mediocre, but it's very accurate. So, like, usually that's how the pros pick it. They want a very accurate gun, but they don't want something so like high damage that you're getting instant deleted, just to add that extra skill gap to the like pro scene. Because usually aim, like the control of the recoil isn't the issue with the pros, you know? So it's that time to kill to just make it a little fairer that they like to go for like kind of more mid-level damaged weapons, right? That won't delete as fast. So like personally, I just think like time to kill, it's not like in casuals, it really isn't the better like assault rifle. The only reason like the sweats will be using it in casuals is probably because they don't want to get used to something else when they're switching back and forth between casual and ranked mode. But in casual mode, there are better assault rifles. Like right now, the FFAR is excellent, time to kill wise, for close to medium. And personally, I've been enjoying the AK, but it's a lot harder to control. So it's significantly harder to control, but it's got a really good time to kill and all. So yeah, that's my thoughts behind the aims. But that game was just unfortunate. Like, whatever. I do think there was like some time to kill things like connection related, where I should have got a kill, but it was just minor amount of lag where I was getting screwed over. Yeah, it's still a good gun though. Like it being super accurate and all has its benefits. All right, before we wrap it up and do outro and talk about like the championship and all, let's just go through the blueprints one last time. So this was opening weekend. The Marine SP wrapped blueprint. I can even show you some of the other stuff that, like, there's a few of the majors that gave charms also. So let's just, I'll throw on the charm just to show you what else we got as far as viewership goes. Accessories. We want the donut. So this one, This one was the opening weekend charm. So along with the blueprint, if you watched, looks like 2.5 hours they made us watch for the opening weekend for the charm. You would have got this. And then, now, for 2.5 hours you'd have got the charm and the blueprint at the same time, I guess, for the opening weekend. So that was the first one. And then this was a Major 1, the blueprint. Sparkled, again, AMES blueprint. Really weird optic that has that like weird like functionality with the focus that was throwing me off. And just generally, like, those games are super laggy, like ultra laggy. Like, I was complaining a little bit about the lag in the last game, but it was nothing compared to the games I was playing with this blueprint. Those things were like so desynced and so laggy, it was ridiculous. And then the charm for this major, they didn't give a charm every major, surprisingly enough, but this one they did. It was this one. Not this one, what the fuck? This one, the hands. So this was Major 1 charm. So this one you needed to watch for like an hour and a half on the finals day and you would have got the charm. And then the blueprint was 2 hours. So that was a Major 1. Major 2 was this blueprint for the Jackal. 2 hours watch time on the finals day for Major 2. You've gotten this one. And I don't believe there was a charm. So usually if there was no charm, it'd be like a sticker or an emblem or something, or calling card or some crap like that, right? Spray. Yeah, some of them were sprays. But yeah, no charm for Major 2. Just the blueprint, but along with the other stuff, like I said, calling cards and stuff like that. Major 3, the Sniper LR 7.62 Throwback. This one looked slightly, well, looks similar to the picture, but a little bit brighter. It looked darker and more like interesting in the picture, but I guess whatever. And again, no charm for Major 3. I don't know why they, usually they give a charm and all that, but I don't know why they. Major 4, go with the flow, another AMES blueprint. It was a 2-hour watch time during the finals day. Again, no charm for this one. And then finally, championship weekend was this one. Pretty disappointing set of rewards, I feel, viewership wise. But I mean, I think this whole year was pretty disappointing as far as like the game goes and just the free content and the live service and all that. So, championship weekend did come with a charm, though. You did get a charm. Let's see if I have it. I didn't even bother checking if I have it. I should, though. I watched enough time to get both. Let's see. This one looked nice, and it actually oh, there it is. So yeah, that's the charm. O is the charm name. The white lines are the CDL logo, and it's the maple leaf because Toronto hosted the championship weekend. So it was hosted in like Canada, although not in Toronto. It was in Kitchener, which I don't know, like Canada, but like it was not a good place to host the championship games. It's sort of like they hosted it in this area called Kitchener, right? And anyway, we'll talk about it. Let's talk. Let's get with the outro. Let me take a little peek at it so I can get a thumbnail with charm. Yeah. All right. Not horrible games. There was a couple of games that were super laggy, and I do think the last game was a little bit my fault bad, but also teammates bad and lag bad, so who gives a crap bad. We had good games, and the previous match was decent enough, I guess, for the championship blurf, right? The one without the camo. So, this year was interesting, okay? Like I said, coming into the year, as far as like the major, like the teams and all that, it was looking like it was going to be potentially a three-team dominant season. The three teams that everyone was looking at as like the top dogs was LA Thieves. Like I said, they had built a new roster with a Scrappy, Hydra, Ghosty, and Envoy, and all four, Scrappy and Hydra, definitely like the big dogs as far as like the, you know, top rated players, right? And then Ghosty was sort of like a pretty good leader. Like everyone considered him a pretty good leader player. And Envoy, he's got a long pedigree of like being a very top tier player. Like, so lately, like I think of the recent years, I'd probably put Envoy and Ghosty on the lower tier as far as team goes. Scrappy and Hydra were definitely like the kind of like star players, like the kind of the Jordans of the team, right? Like the big, like everyone is expecting a lot from those two. And then no one was saying like Envoy, like I said, he's won tournaments and all that. So he was also a pretty damn good player. And like I said, Ghosty was one of the newer players also, like more recent as far as like time in the CDL. But he has, like, a lot of people had recognized him as a pretty good leader in the time that he's been in the CDL, right? So a very strong team that they put together. And yeah, so there's team one as far as one of the top three. Team two was always going to be FaZe. FaZe is basically for the last, since the CDL's conception, it's been Simp and then Celium and God, man, I'm blanking on his name, dude. Simp, Celium, BZ. So these three guys have been in the FaZe team for like a very long time. And then last year they've been sort of like changing up the fourth player for the last few years. And last year they got Draza into the team, who's been a very good top tier player. He used to be in the LA Thieves prior, right? Before they kind of broke up the team and recreated it. And yeah, so last year he joined FaZe, and everyone was expecting FaZe to slam because of Draza, because Draza is a very, like, again, a very like highly respected top tier player. Like a lot of people like respect his skill and stuff like that. But last year they sort of like fumbled and didn't win the major, like the championship and all. So it was sounding like things were going to change up. But last year was also the first year that like Call of Duty added like this World Series, like the World Cup of Esports World Cup. Like the Saudis have been doing, like the Saudi Arabian people have been like hosting this kind of like, they've been trying to push for like a esports like world tournament for all sorts of games, not just Call of Duty and all that, right? And last year was the first year that Call of Duty multiplayer was added to that, and FaZe ended up winning it. So it was looking like they might change things up this year, but because even though they had like kind of messed up like the year, like as far as the championship last year, because they ended up winning the like Esports World Cup, which was after the championship, they decided to stick it out this year. And again, because they won that thing, they were coming into this year also as a pretty favorites for like being the better players, like in the league, right? So again, that's team 2. And then team 3, that was the big dogs, was Optic. Optic at the start of the season was Shotzi. So I mean, almost all the kids, like, because Shotzi is like the movement god kid that was like in the CDL scene since like the CDL sort of like COD kind of like franchised. I don't know how to even put it. They sort of changed things up by adding the CDL format. What's up, Bunny? Hello. So since 2019, it's been like the CDL thing, right? And Shotzi's been sort of like this kind of up and comer since then to now. He's like this kind of like, he's almost like the face of the CDL because he's got this like crazy like, you know, personality that like a lot of kids like look up to, right? As a player, he's kind of a movement kid. So like the current generation, all the kids who like movement, high movement stuff and all, like look up to him because he's sort of like was the movement kid in the like pro scene up to now, right? So it was Shotzi, and then Pred was the original player in the team, and then Dashi. Dashi's been a long time player in Optic, right? And then the 4th, God, I'm blanking now again, was Kenny. So this was the team of 4. They actually ended up winning the championship, the CDL 2024 championship. So last year's like Modern Warfare 3 or whatever, they actually won the like final like tournament. So they were also coming in like as a top team, right? Unfortunately for Optic, throughout like this whole season, they have been so fucking bad. They've been so bad. Like I used to be a huge like Optic fan, but they disappoint so often, right? And then this year it was like particularly bad. And there was also a lot, like they constantly have like drama going on in the team. So this year there was, as usual, drama going on to the point where like there was a lot of roster changes and stuff like that was going down in Optic. So Pred got dropped. Then they brought in another player called Hook. Then dropped Hook and brought back Pred. And then things were still not working out. So they dropped Pred again and Kenny left. Because like they went on like this crazy losing streak while this was all going on, yeah? No, I haven't gone to round. Like I don't play zombies, so I don't play like high round Bunny. There's a guy called Insomnia Virus Bunny, like a YouTuber called Insomnia Virus. He's like a really top tier like zombie player, and he's pretty friendly and he streams a lot. That question you should go check with him. I don't know him personally or anything like that, but like I've watched his content and stuff like that. He's a really, really good zombie player. And he definitely will know like the details of how long it'll take to get from wherever you're at to the level 999 or round 999. Yeah, no problem. Insomnia Virus. He's like huge in the scene, in the zombie scene. Like I said, I don't know him personally, but I would recommend him. And he's very friendly with the community and stuff like that. So when he's streaming, if you ask him questions and stuff, I'm sure he'll answer you. And like I said, he's very knowledgeable in the zombie, like high round stuff. So there's a lot of drama going on, and they were going on crazy losing streaks and stuff like that. So finally, they ended up, like I said, they dropped Kenny, they dropped Pred again, they brought back Hook, and they brought a guy called Skies in. Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, Bunny. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Thank you. That's very generous. Thank you. So they brought like back Hook, and then they added Skies to the roster, and still things weren't looking great for Optic. So it seemed like Optic's season was chalked because they were doing so poorly and stuff like that, right? And like I said, while this is going on, FaZe was extremely dominant in the first half of the season, and Thieves were now becoming very dominant in the second half. First two majors, FaZe took the victory. Oh, thank you, Bunny. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. And again, thank you for the donation. That was extremely generous. Thank you again. Yeah, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it. So, continuing the story, Optic was looking like things were chalked for Optic. And at the time, like I said, FaZe won Major 1 and Major 2, and Thieves won Major 3 and Major 4. And I think FaZe won, this year they also added like these kind of like minor tournaments. There were 2 minor tournaments, which were, the majors usually are held like in LAN, like in like a stadium and stuff in front of a live crowd, while these minors were like online. Well, also the preliminary rounds are all online right now. So the minors were online with the first minor FaZe 1, minor 2, Thieves 1. So basically all the tournaments were split up between FaZe and Thieves, right? So it was just looking like no one was gonna like beat these guys like in the championship stuff and all. It's just looking like it's gonna be one or the other, right? And FaZe or Thieves. And everyone was like sort of like, man, they were so good this whole year. Everyone was hoping Thieves and FaZe would be in the championship grand final. All right. Now, just a note, there were other teams that were putting up pretty good fights. Like notable like teams were like Heretics, which is a Spanish-based team, like a Spanish like player-based team. They were doing some pretty solid like efforts as far as like runs, but they weren't able to clutch up anything as far as that goes. Toronto Ultra was also an extremely top-tier team that was looking like they were doing pretty good stuff, but again, still couldn't clutch up anything near the end. And also Vancouver Surge was another team that was definitely notable. In fact, Vancouver Surge gone into the grand finals many times. Like I think 2 out of the 4 majors and one of the minors, they did get into the grand finals of those majors. Like they were like the team that whoever was beat, right? But unfortunately, during the grand finals, they were getting slammed by either Thieves or FaZe, right? And it, like as much of like a good run they were doing during the majors, it was like they're not gonna beat these guys, right? It's looking dire. Now, something interesting happened during, I think it was Major 3, all right? During Major 3, one of the players from Toronto Ultra, like he was having visa issues. So when they went to the tournament, he couldn't travel there because of his visa, right? So they needed to get a substitute in for the Toronto Ultra. And the substitute they got was this dude called Mercules. He was from the Challengers thing, which is basically the kind of like the pro scene, and like there's the pro scene and then the Challengers, right? Like, so it's like the stage below the pro scene, right? Is the Challengers. So they got him from the Challenger team, and they added him to the Toronto Ultra team for specifically just for the major, because their main player couldn't get his visa sorted out for that particular thing, but he was going to get it sorted out for the futures, the Major 4 and going on forward, right? So he was only going to substitute in for that particular major, and his performance was like insane. It was like just, he was the best player on the team and in the tournament itself, right? And they made a really good run, like Toronto Ultra. Like, now don't get me wrong, the other players in Toronto Ultra were excellent also, but with Mercules, it like took them to this like another level like thing, right? But that whole Major 3, like even during the preliminary rounds, the other player was doing really well, right? So it wasn't like at the time they're like, even if the other player had sorted out his visa, they suspected Toronto would have made a good run anyway. But it was sort of like, because they had the substitute, they weren't expecting to do much, but they ended up doing great in it, right? So, yeah. Mercury's like did that substitute for Major 3 for Toronto. Now, they didn't win the tournament, but they made a really, really good run that tournament. I can't remember. I think they might have got into the grand finals, but lost it. But I can't be certain. I'm not totally certain about that, right? So like going into Major 4, Toronto sort of like know the other player. I think his name was Beans. Is a really good player, and he was a really good player, right? So they didn't want to like necessarily drop him for the substitute, right? Who just played really well in their like recent major, because Beans was also playing extremely well during the preliminary rounds and stuff like that. So Mercury's got kind of put on the side, and no one knew what was going on because like everyone was like shocked at how good he was, right? So definitely question marks on who was going to pick up Mercury's like for the like pro teams, because someone was going to pick him up because he was so good, right? And it was looking like Optic was just going to stick with it because they had sort of like been resolute to like not doing well all year because they got slammed so hard throughout the whole season that it wasn't looking like much. But I don't know who, it sounded like Hex, the owner of Optic, decided to make the decision to bench Skies and bring in Mercury's into the Optic team, right? So they paid, got him into the team, and now Mercury's is in the pro team. He's playing for Optic. Now, I'll tell you one thing, like, there has been one instance where Optic has brought in a challenger player into their team, but usually they don't bring in challenger players, right? So without question, is really thanks to like the Toronto bringing Mercury's in as a substitute during that tournament that he got showcased as a pro player, that Optic even considered him, right? So like, honestly, a lot of props has to go to like Toronto, who brought Mercury's in and was able to like show what a great talent he was. Like, see, the one thing is, yeah, Mercury's is an insane like player, but also Toronto was like a really good squad and all. So like the way they played and all during that like thing was definitely like conducive to not only like showcasing a really high talent, but also like the squad was working well together and communicating well and all. So showcased a really good team effort also, right? So no one knew whether like Mercury's was really like extremely talented, or was it also just a really good team effort, that Toronto thing? So it was definitely a dicey role for Optic, but I mean, without question, everyone knew he was extremely talented, just didn't know how he'd work with the team, right? Major 4 goes down. Optic does much better than like the previous majors because they were doing so poorly in the previous ones, but still like, you know, a little like rough around the edges. Now, again, they brought in Mercury's just before the major kicked off. So they didn't really have time to like sync up as a team and all that, right? And like I said, in the end, Thieves won Major 4 and all that. So we were going into the championship games, and everyone's just basically expecting like FaZe, Thieves, Grand Finals. This is what it was going to be, right? Now, mind you, Optic, because they were doing so badly throughout the like the entire season, they nearly didn't get into the like championship. So there's usually 12 teams in the CDL, but only 8 like after all the majors, the score that you earn from like the games that you play throughout the preliminary rounds and the major tournaments and stuff, the top 8 teams go into the like championship. So there are a few that like don't make it, right? And it was definitely looking like Optic was struggling for a good portion of the major. But by the end of like Major 3 and 4, they started, like I said, picking up things and getting a few wins in the board and enough to get themselves into the championship, right? So they were in, but like they were sort of like not in a great position, okay? Championship games kick off. Optic versus FaZe in the first round, right? Optic slam FaZe. They slammed them, which definitely a big surprise, but also like I said, people were expecting Mercules to do well and all that, but they just wanted to see how he meshed with the Optic team. So it was sounding like we all sort of heard inklings that Optic is actually like scrimming really well, and they've been working really well together as a squad now that Mercules has been added to them, right? To the roster. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all the victories and stuff like that. Let's just cut things down a little shorter. So it was this crazy run where like Optic was not necessarily favored, but was a dark horse in the thing. And throughout the like winners bracket, they slammed team after team after team, getting into the grand finals. Like literally, they had a perfect bracket as far as rounds go, getting into the grand finals. They had 3-0'd everyone that they played, right? So definitely a dominant start for the championship on Optic side. FaZe gets knocked down to the losers bracket, and surprisingly enough, like LA Thieves also gets knocked down into the losers bracket first round. They lose against I forget who, but like they sort of fumbled, right? Like LA Thieves fumbled and they lost and got thrown into the losers bracket. And then to everyone's surprise, in the very first round of the losers bracket, LA Thieves gets knocked out. So they lose two different teams. In the winners bracket, gets dumped into the losers bracket and gets knocked out immediately. So LA Thieves, who have been the most recent dominant team, like winning Major 3 and 4, are now out of the tournament in the very first losers round, right? And FaZe is now also in the losers bracket. They win their first round, and in the second round of the losers bracket get knocked out also. So now two of the biggest teams are knocked out of the the biggest tournament of the year championship, and Optic on the winners bracket is slamming everyone 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, right? It's nutty. It's nutty. Now, what's insane is because those two teams that were so dominant are knocked out, all the other teams are now looking pretty like they have a chance suddenly, right? So there's battles against Boston, Boston's Breach, Heretics, then, like I said, Vancouver Surge. All of these teams were like making a pretty good run. Boston Breach on the winners side, Vancouver and Heretics winners and then losers side, and Vancouver on the losers side from bracket 1, but winning their games and climbing up to the grand finals. Finally, winners finals, it's Optic versus Boston Breach. Like I said, they were 3-0ing everyone. They 3-0'd Boston Breach, send them to the losers bracket. Vancouver Surge was in the losers finals or whatever. They had just beaten, I think, the Heretics, I think. And so winners finals plays the loser of winners finals plays the losers final winner, right? So Vancouver versus Boston, pretty good match. Vancouver wins. Okay, so now it's set up for Optic versus Vancouver in the like grand finals, and because of Optic's run, everyone was like, "Man, they're gonna slam. They are playing so well. They're playing so well." But actually, the like grand finals, the reason I'm like, dude, it was actually really good. It was really good. Was Vancouver played insanely well, like during the grand finals. It was a real like battle between the two teams, where until like near the end, you couldn't be certain who was gonna win it because they were both playing so well. And like, dude, there's some moments where it was like down to the wire matches. Like it was crazy. Like there's like one of the control matches. Like there was like literally just a few seconds required to capture it, and then it was going back and forth between the team, and then finally one of the teams like caught the like control match and won it, kind of thing, right? Now the grand finals was a best of 9, so you needed to win 5 games and stuff like that. So like genuinely a like proper battle between the two teams. In the end, though, Optic did come out successful, and unfortunate for Vancouver. That put up a really good grand finals fight, but like it was just not enough. But that being said, though, like I said, in the past few grand finals, Vancouver didn't do too well during the matches for the like finals in the majors, the ones that they got to the finals in, right? This time they actually put up a really good fight, and it was well worth watching, right? But yeah, Optic won. Shotzi, this is his third like CDL championship ring. 3 rings he's won. Dashi, this is his second. Now, like I said, there were changes, right? So Hook was in the team as the other player, and this is Hook's second championship ring. And Mercules was a rookie that was in the team now, and this is his obviously first, like rookie season and first ring. It's pretty nutty. And more than anything else, this is also like Optics back-to-back, because they won last year and now they won this year. It's a back-to-back victory of theirs, which is the first in the CDL at least, right? Season. So yeah, it's just really exciting, and just like the major, like after the 2 big dogs got knocked out, the major suddenly got interesting. And with Optic 3-0ing everyone, I was a little worried the like finals would be like, you know, a 5-0 or something, and it would just be boring. But there was such a good fight. Vancouver put up such a good fight. It was very, very entertaining. So yeah, that's the summary of the CDL 2025. I highly, highly recommend you give a watch on the VOD of the grand finals. Unfortunately, you won't be able to earn any of these blueprints because the blueprints were tied to the live event. But yeah, it was really good. It was really, really good. I do have to say one thing, that like when this game launched, right, the way like the movement worked and all, like a lot of players that I watch playing this game, I get kind of motion sick watching them, right? And there's particularly one content creator that I really like his content, like what he talks about and stuff, but I can't watch his videos because he's so jittery with his movement that I get extremely like motion sickness, like when I'm watching his gameplay while he's talking. So usually I can only listen to him. I can't watch his gameplay because of how jittery his movements are with the like sliding and moving. Like his aim has got a high sensitivity and all that, right? One thing I'll say about the pros is their movement and their aim is very smooth. Like you will like, it is actually a joy to watch the pros play because you don't get that jittery movement and stuff like that. They're doing all the high end, like high level kind of like movement and stuff, but it is they do it extremely smoothly. So if you are like that type of person like me, and in this particular game get kind of like motion sickness watching some of these people play, give the pros a check out because they are extremely smooth with their aim and movement and all, where you just don't get that sickness like from like genuinely. There's one of my favorite content creators, like, and I've been watching his content for years now. This year I cannot watch his gameplay because he's so jittery with his movement in this game. But that's not the case with the pros. Like almost all the pros, if not all the pros, are extremely smooth. And also, if you are like me, I would definitely consider checking out the pro playing, like the VODs of the like season and all that, because it is, you don't get that motion sickness from the way they play. And yeah, what can I say? I think a lot of the pros also play on like a slightly lower sensitivity and stuff like that. So just automatically you get smoother movement and you don't get that jittery movement. But also like you get that high level, like, you know, omni movement in the game still, but it's all smooth, right? So yeah, just a little side note. I was sort of like realizing that the other day. I was like, dude, man, I've been watching this one guy, and every time I watch his gameplay, I'm getting sick because but I love his like content as far as what he talks about and stuff. Like, just can't watch his gameplay, but that just does not happen with the pro players because again, like I said, everything feels a lot smoother, and you don't get that jittery kind of movement that causes kind of motion sickness. What else? Now there is also like another big tournament that is happening. Like I said, as far as we know, the Esports World Championship is happening, and Call of Duty is in this year's Esports World Championship at least for the time being. I think that's happening next month. I don't know. Last time they did do drops for it, but it was kind of like really bad drops. So it wasn't anything special. So maybe they'll do drops again for that and have like some viewership rewards tied to it. Maybe something better this year, hopefully. Or maybe some of these repeat blueprints, who knows. So keep an eye on that. Also, World Series of Warzone, they'll have drops tied to that. In the very first World Series of Warzone, they did repeat blueprints from the CDL. But the last few years, they've done new rewards tied to it. So I suspect the World Series of Warzone will have its own unique rewards as far as viewership stuff goes and all that. So again, unfortunate that you won't be able to earn any of this stuff anymore, most likely. But just wanted to showcase it, and you know, blueprints are ass in this game still. Like, I wish they'd just start doing camos or something, man. Do camos or some shit, man. It'd be so much better. Like, if they did a camo every like major, I would have 100% covered each major individually. But because like they did blueprints, and I just this year and going forward, I don't want to showcase blueprints anymore. I just refuse to like do the stream, like this League Loot stream that I've sort of been like doing, the series that I've been doing for the last few years, right? And I just didn't want to do it anymore because I just don't like showcasing blueprints. But because this particular grand finals was so entertaining, I was like, dude, and I had nothing to do today. I was like, man, you know, let me jump on and showcase the blueprints or something like that. Why not? But yeah, still next year, if it's blueprints again, I'm not showcasing it. I don't care. And it was honestly like, if the major was boring, like, I mean, the grand finals was boring, I probably wouldn't have showcased it because I still think these blueprints are stupid. They're really boring ass blueprints, man. They're not great. But you know, whatever. Dude, just switch over to camos, man. Why can't they just do camos? I was really, really hoping they'd do a camo for the like grand finals. And then when it was a blueprint, I was like, God damn it. I'm just not going to bother. But again, very entertaining end to the season. And like, all right. Yeah, it's nutty. Definitely looking forward to seeing Mercules' career going forward, because insane talent, and I want to see him. I want to see if he does this again. Like, it's one thing doing it with one COD, but then you know when you get the refresh of COD, like, and it's, well, I guess nowadays we're all on the same engine, right? So I'm guessing his skill's gonna carry forward, like no issues. Like sometimes when you jump from one COD to the the new COD. In the past, right? They were so drastically a different a game as far as like the way things played, like in the days, like the old Modern Warfare and the like old Black Ops games. Those jumps were like very drastically different, like Advanced Warfare to like Black Ops 3 to like Infinite Warfare, right? And those were like huge jumps from game to game that it was so drastically different, even though those were all advanced movement, right? And then Infinite Warfare to like World War II, right? And then World War II to Black Ops 4. Like these are like crazy jumps in like gameplay style, even though it was all just Call of Duty. Now it's a little bit more similar. So definitely keen on seeing Mercules like in the next game. But I suspect, like I said, this, now that they've sort of like going the same engine, like Modern Warfare 2, 3, this Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7 are all on the same kind of game engine, like thing, whatever, like thing. They play a lot more similar. So I am guessing Mercules is going to carry his insane level of skill. Also, just, I guess I didn't mention it, Rookie of the Year went to Rencor. So he was the Miami Heretics rookie player that won this, like, for the whole year's like performance. He was the Rookie of the Year. MVP of the Year went to Scrappy, LA Thieves. And then MVP of the championship games went to Mercules. The reason Mercules didn't win Rookie of the Year was he only joined in Major 3, whereas like Rencor was there for the whole season, right? So because of Mercules' kind of like short stint this year, even though he was very clearly a top tier rookie, he wasn't really in the consideration for Rookie of the Year. But yeah, MVP of the championship, and yeah, it was nutty performance. Also, like a big shout out to like dude, honestly, like all the like Hook also was like an insanely like I think pivotal, like very big reason Optic was as successful as they were. I think a lot of credit needs to go to Hook and Mercules at the same time. I think Shotzi and Dashi, like the kind of more veteran players, they were very good during the championship. But I think a lot of credit needs to go to Hook and Mercules as far as like not necessarily carrying the team or anything like that, but like maybe motivating the team to be as excellent as they were this particular championship. So yeah, big shout out. Like Hook has had a rough time. I feel like the way like teams have treated him in the CDL since his time in the games. So it was really nice. Like this was definitely like Hook was looking like a really top player this year. Like he really connected well with this game, it seemed, and he was looking really good. So it was nice to see him like eventually get like a more permanent spot in Optic. Like, dude, Optic brought him in and then like dropped him. Like it was so like fucking shitty of Optic. I was like honestly, this year, like a lot of like the decisions that happened in Optic were like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Leading up to the championship, I was basically like, man, Optic has made such a mess of this year. They don't deserve to be in the championships. They don't deserve it. But once they picked up, like, they brought back Hook into the team and they got Mercules in the like team, things were definitely looking like, okay, now they're looking good. They're looking good. But it took till the end of the season, right? So, like, I had them making a decent run, but I didn't have them winning it. But seeing how well they like connected together during the final championship tournament, it was like no surprise. It's like, okay, yeah, these guys are clicking really well together. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good tournament, man. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, I highly recommend those of you to go check out the VOD. It's on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube, and watch it. Like I said, a lot of like high skill plays and stuff like that for you to learn from, and also, like I said, this game with the Omni movement really does have the tendency to, like, if you're watching a player that has very high sensitivity and jittery movement, it becomes really difficult to watch. Like I said, the pros and all, the gameplay and all is extremely smooth. So you shouldn't have too much issue as far as that goes, unless you're extremely sensitive, then maybe something, but more than not, I feel like watching the pros and all, it shouldn't be too much of an issue as far as like motion sickness of viewership and all that. Anyway, anything else? Yeah, I think that's about it. Season over. Oh, one last thing. I almost forgot. One thing, I haven't been playing ranked mode at all this year, but I do have to give credit where credit is due. The way they've handled certain aspects of ranked mode has been pretty good this year. Like, I think the cheater situation in ranked mode is fucking abysmal, and I think it's just flooded with cheaters as far as I know. I don't have any personal experience because I don't play that mode anymore at all, but it is a mess as far as that goes. But one thing they have done, and they're continuing doing, is like before, they would allow the pros to like make the decisions of which other maps they're going to play and stuff like that in the ranked, like during the pro season. This year, like they actually, like the new maps that came in, the ones that they felt were good for ranked and for the pro scene, they forced the pros to play it as one of the selection, right? So it allowed for more variation in the map pool throughout the year. Because like usually what happens is the pros will just get comfortable with the like original maps, and then they'll just keep on saying, no, we don't want the new maps. We don't want the new maps. And then nothing changes for the whole year and it gets very stale by the end of it. But because of, I guess, whoever was responsible in the CDL scene, they were pushing for the new maps to be added to the rotation and stuff and pulling some of the old maps and stuff like that. And that also applied to the ranked mode, which was really nice to see. Like a little bit, like I said, things get extremely stale. Like the ranked mode is to reflect the pro scene. And when the pros are like GAing like all the new maps and all that, it's just like you're just playing the old stuff with one weapon. It gets so fucking boring. It was definitely nice to see like the people in charge of the CDL taking a little bit more like control of the situation and pushing the new maps into the pool. And from my understanding, new maps are still going to be added to ranked mode to keep things fresh, and they're bringing back some of the old maps that got removed and all that during the season. So ranked mode, as far as the map pool goes, is still going to be pretty fresh with new content and stuff, like new maps and stuff that should keep things somewhat more exciting. And that was definitely nice to see. Because like I said, in the past, things get so stale by the end of the year because the pros just keep on saying, no, we don't want to play the new maps. We don't want to learn the new maps. So we'll just stick with the old maps. And that's how it goes, right? So yeah, definitely nice to see that. And hoping they do more like that in the following years. Not just maps, but other things too, like maybe weaponry and gadgets and stuff like that. Where they're like, no, we're not going to like remove this from the pool. If people want to use it, let them use it, kind of thing, as opposed to like block everything, which honestly is the main reason I don't like playing rank mode, because it gets boring and every good thing is blocked and it gets so like annoying to play because the pros are like that. So yeah, at the very least, the map thing, adding maps and forcing the pros to play it. And the joke is, when they did force the players to play it, usually it was a good decision. Like those new maps added a lot of value, and teams, once they got used to it, were excited to play on it, or like more interested in playing on those new maps than some of the old stuff, right? So that definitely kept the season a little fresher than it could have been. It could have gone pretty bad that otherwise, right? Boring. So that did help a lot. So yeah, kudos to them. And like I said, it is sounding like they're going to add some more maps to the rank mode and all. So if you are a rank mode player, even though the pro year is technically over, I think they are going to still try to keep things a little fresh in the rank mode till the end of the season, end of the game's life this year. And yeah, it's sounding like we'll see. I think the biggest issue in rank mode is still the cheater issue, right? Which they need to do something about, but that is a different topic for a different story and all sorts of otherness. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Big congratulations to all the teams that won. Well, the two teams that won the majors, FaZe and Thieves. And even bigger congratulations to Optic going back-to-back with their championship games. That's huge. That's huge. Unfortunately, it happened after I refused to be a fan of Optic. I'm not supporting. I'm still I was rooting for like I said, Hook was I like the players on Optic. They deserved it. They deserve the win. They did a really good job. Also, congratulations to the coaching staff for Optic. Those of you who don't know, JP, I don't know what his name is fully, but he's been a coaching staff for like Optic. So now that's his second ring, right? Because they went back to back. And the other big coach in Optic is Karma. Karma is a 3-time like a championship winner as a player. And now he's got his back-to-back championship win also as a coach. If I'm not 100% certain, but I think Karma might have also been a player that got a back-to-back championship victory, but I'm not 100% certain on that one. But yeah, Karma's got like 5 rings now, 3 like player win rings and 2 coaching wins rings. So just huge congratulations to Optic in general and all. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what else they have. Honestly, I'll tell you one thing. Last year, the squad, like, I didn't really like the Optic squad last year. Like, this year, I actually do like the squad. So this year's squad, like the final iteration of the Optic team that finally won the championship, very interesting wanting to see them moving forward. Like I said, Mercury seems to be like an up-and-coming talent. Hook has been like a top-tier player and finally got the dues he deserves, in my opinion. Like after like kind of a rough time in the CDL, in my opinion, like the way teams were treating him. He's like a really good person too, it seems like, Hook. Like, so like when weird things happen, like in other players would like react poorly or thing, he just sort of like smiled and took it and kept on trying and working on his game and all that and improving. Like a lot of like, even I would get like extremely frustrated if I was in his position, to the point where I'd be criticizing or complaining or like even bitching out certain people or like things like, what the fuck, blah, 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 whatever, right? He kept quiet and just smiled and kept on working towards his game and all. and definitely got what he deserved with his victory. Shotzi has always been a favorite of mine. Do enjoy watching Shotzi, and Dashi, back to back now. He's also been an optic long timer that has finally gotten more than he's gotten his back-to-back rings now. It's so no one can deny his talent anymore, right? Not that anyone could deny it before, but now he's got the rings to prove it too. So yeah, huge props to them. Exciting end to the season for what has been a pretty boring year and a pretty shitty game. At least we got some solid fucking killer pro scene end. That genuinely, the grand finals end of the season might be one of the highlights of this game, because otherwise the game has been sort of a wet fart, everything else, right? So yeah, in my opinion, that was huge. It was nice. It was a nice end to that. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my streams if you haven't already, and I will catch you later. Bye. Yeah, I know, blabbing a lot, but it was fun, and I enjoyed the season, and like I said, insanely great ending.